They call it one country, but to the man who loves the land, this one country has 1,000 different faces, each with its own kind of beauty, its own kind of climate, and for the farmer, its own kind of problems. Only one company recognizes this difference with hay windrowers that are matched to the needs of the man on the land. Each model is unique in its design because your needs are unique. The machines are red. The name is Hesston. Maybe you live out west where the country is big and rugged. And when you talk about big acreages, you really mean big. And the Grand Canyon is a fitting background for the way you live and farm. Hesston built this windrower for you, the Hesston Hydrostatic 620, big and rugged as the West. The Hesston 620 is the big producer for big farmers, big ranchers, and big custom cutters. A real powerhouse that lets you sail through the toughest crops like you've never done before. You can't see them all, but this year Hesston has made 117 improvements to make certain you get the best producing windrower money can buy. Take the new power center, for instance. You have your choice between two more powerful engines. The 65 horsepower slant six Chrysler gasoline engine or the 65 horsepower Perkins diesel. Each gives you all the get up and go you'll ever need. If you want to take advantage of Hesston's new cab that lets you see both ends of the cutter bar in action, you can do it in air-conditioned comfort because the new power plant has power to spare. Here's an improvement that practically eliminates the strain of steering. It's the hydro trim control. It gives complete support to your arm while you control all of the 620's ground movements with just one hand. Push it forward to go forward. The further you push it, the faster you go. Pull it back for reverse. Tilt it right or left to go right or left. Return it to the center position and you brake to a stop. With just one hand, you have complete control of the biggest producing windrower around. The big 81-inch conditioner on the 620 lets you leave your hay in a tall windrow or a wide, fast-curing swath. This year, Hesston has a double windrow attachment that lets you pile one windrow alongside another for more efficient baling or chopping. It would take too long to show you each of the 117 different improvements Hesston has made, so you can get bigger and better production in less time with less wear and tear on man and machine. But what you have seen here will give you some idea of what you can expect when you climb into the cockpit of the big new Hesston Hydrostatic 620 and put it to the test. It's truly the big producer for the man who considers hay big business. In the wide open spaces of Texas, the Y.O. Ranch has one of the world's best herds of rare Texas longhorns, the big and rangy steers that made up the famous cattle drives of early America. Hesston has a rare breed too, the Hesston PT10 windrower. It's a big 12-foot auger header windrower that gives you the same big capacity as the 620. At the same time, you enjoy the added economy of using your own tractor power. You get self-propelled performance with pull-type economy. The PT12 gives you a full 12-foot cut, and your crop is fed directly from the cutter to the conditioner rolls. It never touches the ground till it's in the windrow, giving you cleaner, more nutritious hay. This year, with Hesston's longer offset tongue, you get even greater maneuverability and can turn square corners even with the largest tractors. The hitch can be adjusted to road position or 3 field positions right from the tractor seat. In any position, the PT12 follows the tractor with no side draft problems because the swing-over hitch pulls from the center of balance. Reel adjustments are easy to make. Right on the outside left front of the header, you can adjust the reel 3 inches up or down, forward or back to match the size or density of your crop. This year, you'll notice that the telescoping PTO shaft is mounted above the hitch and enclosed for safety to prevent crop wrapping. Tension for flotation is provided by twin springs at each end of the header. The header floats up at either end, or as a unit, to clear obstructions anywhere along the cutter bar. If you have big acres to cover and a tractor to provide the power, perhaps you're ready for the rare breed in windrowers, the Hesston PT12. In the Flint Hills of Kansas and across the great Midwestern states are the famous blue stem rangelands. As more and more hay growers turn to windrowing and mechanized hay handling, they turn to the Hesston windrower that's at home on the range, the Hesston 500. Users admire it for its endurance, big performance, and the premium quality hay it produces. Now it's more rugged than ever. One of the big features of the 500 and all new Hesston windrowers is Hesston's new tie guard that reduces guard breakage by 80% and section breakage by 60%. Spring steel tie plates brace the double forged guards from tip to heel for added strength and hold the section flat on the guard in perfect alignment. Downtime is cut to a minimum. Even in tough, tangled crops or large stem crops like sorghums, you get a crisp, clean cut every stroke. No partially cut stalks hang on to cause sickle drag. The V-belt transmission makes Hesston trim steering as easy as reining a horse. An easy wrist movement of one hand is all it takes to keep the 500 on course and take a full cut every round. An adjustable spring at each end of the conditioner lets you set the tension to properly condition the variety of crops the 500 is famous for working. An endless chain assures positive drive of the conditioning rolls with a drip oiler to give longer chain life. If you want a windrower that's at home in a large variety of crops, has the speed to get them while they're in the prime stage, rolls hour after hour with a minimum of maintenance, and takes to rough, rocky terrain, the Hesston 500 is the one for you. In 1931, Ford introduced this new Model A with a top that folded down and a rumble seat in the rear. It became known as one of the classics of its time. Where hay and grain grow side by side, there's a special need for special equipment. Hesston answers this need with a windrower that's rugged enough for hay, gentle enough for grain. It's the Hesston 300, the classic convertible. This direct descendant of the granddaddy of all hay windrowers works successfully in over 30 different crops, and its dependable draper header design with Hesston trim steering, hydraulic vari-drive, and quick detach conditioner make it one of the busiest and most useful machines on your farm. This time-tested draper header has been proven in a multitude of crops all over the world. In hay, it cuts clean and feeds the crop to the conditioner with gentle draper handling. This foot-controlled hydraulic drive lets you increase ground speed in thin spots or decrease ground speed in rough ones, while reel speed, engine, sickle, and conditioner speed remain constant. This assures you proper cutting and conditioning action at all times. One of the biggest advantages you can realize from the 300 is its quick detach conditioner. In just a matter of minutes, you can remove the conditioner and change the 300 from a hay-making machine to a windrower that harvests over 30 different crops, including grain and seed. Just remove 4 bolts, raise the header, and back off. Another advantage you reap with the 300 is its hydraulic header lift that has a 29-inch range for cutting any height from 4 inches below the wheel level to 25 inches above. You have your choice of 4 header sizes, 10, 12, 14, or 16 feet. If your cropping system is diversified, no other windrower will give you as large and as fast a return on your investment as the Hesston 300, the classic convertible. The beauty and the ruggedness of the Maine coast draw hundreds of thousands of visitors a year. But the dairyman or hay grower who lives in this area has problems that are all his own. High crop yields and high humidity go together to create a condition that calls for the Hesston 320, the damp Yankee. The compact Hesston 320 cuts, conditions, and windrows your hay, or leaves it in a wide swath for even curing. This compact 9-foot, 3-inch model is ideal where fields are small, irregular, or hilly. Features like Hesston's new patented tie guards that dramatically reduce guard and section breakage are standard equipment on the 320. The simple V-belt transmission is another cost saver you enjoy. This transmission system is so simple and efficient, it requires no expensive maintenance. The 320 straight-through hay flow has fewer parts. This simple design makes it thrifty in initial costs and lower in maintenance and operating costs. Sound good? Just hang on. There's more to come. The 320's specially designed all-metal drum reel is equipped with adjustable tines that are controlled by an internal eccentric spider. This feature does away with the noisy cam and means fewer moving parts and less wear and tear. The hay feeds directly into big 104-inch conditioner rolls in a thin blanket for even conditioning action. You can quickly and easily adjust the reel 2 inches vertically and 3 inches horizontally. You get a big 21-inch header lift range, too. The header will float from 4 inches below the wheel level to 17 inches above to clear obstructions anywhere along the cutter bar. 2 sets of dual coil springs counterbalance and stabilize the header. A detent in the hydraulic head control valve puts the header in ground-hugging flotation position. At any height, the cutting angle remains parallel to the ground. The new 320 has a 36 horsepower air-cooled gasoline engine with plenty of power for operating in hilly fields or in tall, tough crops such as sorghum Sudan. See the little machine that gives you big production with ruggedness, economy, and the solution to humidity problems. The damp Yankee, the Hesston 320. The old covered bridges that dot Vermont and the other eastern states were practical means of affording early travelers with shelter from the weather. The bridges have become quaint and charming, but the weather remains unchanged. So Hesston designed a special windrower that lets you make hay, weather or not. It's the Hesston PT10, designed especially for small and sometimes irregular fields and for high humidity conditions. Just put your tractor's power and hydraulics on a PT10 or the smaller but similar PT7, and you have every hay-making feature necessary to make Hesstonized hay. This is the economical windrower that gives you a full 9-foot, 3-inch cut, about 6 inches more than other makes. This means you spend an hour less in a 50-acre field. The full-width 110-inch conditioner is fed directly by the reel tines. Adjustable forming shields let you leave any style windrow or wide swath. The PT10's method of discharge causes some of the stems to stand on end, holding the windrow or swath off the ground so air can pass underneath and through the hay for proper curing. You get properly cured hay regardless of the weather. Side draft problems, common with many pull types, have been engineered out of the PT10. The hitch has 3 different field positions and is fitted to the frame at an angle that allows use of wide axle tractors and still lets you straddle previous windrows. With the hitch in road position, the PT10 has a narrow 11-foot, 6.5-inch towing width that trails your tractor easily. The PT10's heavy frame and separate floating header give outstanding radial and vertical flotation that make the going easy in rough fields. This ground hugging means you'll get cleaner cutting without machine damage. With a simplified drive on the PT10, Hesston marks the end of the chain gang. 1 power band belt replaces the 3, 4, or 5 drive systems found on many pull types. The advantages in quiet, trouble-free operation are obvious. If your hay acreage is moderate, and if you have an available tractor at haying time, the PT10 or the new PT7 is the windrower for you. The PT10 has been a faithful, durable, money-making friend for thousands, and this year, it's better than ever. Wherever you live, whatever your problems, there's a specialized Hesston windrower to help you solve them, because it's designed for your special conditions. Our one country, with its 1,000 different faces, calls for equipment from the one company that recognizes these special needs. Remember, the machines are red, and the name is Hesston.